talked about it and touched on it, but I think it's really important when we talk about a first-time DUI and how it's important that you have a competent professional address that case because of what could happen later. And I just want you to talk a little bit about, flipping it to second and third, and maybe you did take a probation on the first one, or maybe you didn't necessarily hire the top gun like yourself. And so there is something on your record. What's going to happen further down the road?
Well, I have to say something about what you just said.
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve is when I ask someone, how many DWIs do you have in your past? Oh, no, that one is not on my record.
Right.
And I hear lawyers, and I even had a municipal judge within the last year tell my client, your lawyer did really good for you. This is not in your record. And I turned around and said, that judge doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as not on your record. In the old days before the internet, an SIS meant, which is a suspended imposition of sentence in Missouri. It's not a diversion. You pled guilty.
Right.
It is on your record as an arrest and a guilty plea for life unless you qualify for an expungement, which takes 10 years minimum, after 10 years after you've gotten off that probation, which was 2 years mandatory by statute in Missouri to get the SIS.
Yeah.
And so it is on your record. It is a guilty plea. So if you get another one in the future, now we got number 2. And if you get another one, now we got number 3. That one, there's no such thing as it's not on your record. Maybe I kept it off your driving record. That's a different issue. Maybe I kept it off the public record. It's no longer on CaseNet, or it's not accessible to the public. But you have a criminal record. You have an arrest record. They're private, but the internet has changed everything. The internet, they mine all those companies all across the world. I tell everybody in China and Russia, somebody has your record and they've mined it, and then they're selling it to any future employer or future landlord for $35.
Yes.
With misinformation. And all you can do, well, unfortunately, you've probably not gotten hired and not gotten housing because of it, and it's too late. But all you can do is ask a lawyer to write them a letter and tell them to fix their record. Well, how many of them are there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's thousands of those kinds of companies out there. It's impossible to get ahead of it. So that's why we believe from the very first one you fight. Because the future is not just, well, there's no such thing as keeping it off your record. An SIS is not a gift. An SIS, I could skip law school. Well, I couldn't skip law school. I have to be a lawyer to walk into court, but I could be an estate planning lawyer who doesn't know crap about DWI law and get you an SIS. That's not a gift.
Yeah.
That is the norm. You don't want an SIS. You want better than an SIS. And very few lawyers know how to fight and get that.
Right.
And sometimes even we have to end up pleading guilty and doing the SIS because it is the only thing that's going to be possible in that circumstance. It happens. There are plenty of people that still have to plead guilty and do the 2 years probation.
You just want to be able to cross off, whatever checklist or whatever. You be able to be like, hey, I can poke holes. I can poke holes.
You can't win the lottery if you didn't buy a ticket. You can't survive cancer if you didn't go to a doctor and try to beat it. I mean, you have to hire a specialist. You don't go to your family doctor for heart surgery. You go to a specialist. You go to someone who really knows DWI law. They go to the national programs. They go to the state programs. They're getting more than 15 hours per year of training, even though our only requirement is 15 hours a year. A really good DWI defense lawyer has more than 15 hours per year. I'm over 50 hours per year in DWI only, let alone the other 50 I get in criminal law generally and trial law.
Let's talk about when that person comes into your office. What should they be bringing with them? What is the initial conversation like? Give me a little bit about when they're coming into you and talking to you. I'm assuming they've been screened by a paralegal or something like that, so they, you know that this is a case that you're going to take.
Right. In our law firm, we have a client services specialist who does the intake process, figures out that yes, you need a lawyer. Yes, you need this kind of lawyer, whether it's within 15 days, so they're immediately helping you save your driver's license or putting you on notice of we need to do something now to file this lawsuit. And so there are many things that because they're so urgent, the lawyer can be at a good law firm. Like thankfully I have a system set up to where I can be at a training seminar, I can be teaching, I can be on vacation, and someone at the office knows how to at least save the driver's license and get the ball rolling for you immediately, and get the firm hired so that you have counsel starting the job. Whether it's whether you've met with the attorney or not is not relevant. And so we would, of course, ask you to bring in all the paperwork that you received at your arrest, or received in the mail, because sometimes that happens too. We would want all of that, and then we can gather things after that, because let's say there was a hospital involved or an ambulance involved from an accident, or a tow truck took your vehicle. All that other kind of paperwork you may not have on you, we will gather for you. We will do our investigation. We will gather the police reports. If you happen to have it, great. But by the time you got it, it's too late on the driver's license side.
Right.
Those reports are never ready within 15 days.
Right. Okay.
So
I think the big takeaway from this, I mean, and I've known this just because most of my colleagues practice this, a lot of my colleagues practice this area of law.
Right.
Is you have to get to a qualified lawyer as soon as it happens. And it just cannot stress the importance of that, and how you cannot get that time back. And and it's just crucial. And it's hard, because sometimes people, and somebody might be watching this video 35 days or after they've been arrested, because they're thinking, oh, my court date isn't for 2 months. I don't need to worry about this.
Oftentimes your court date for the criminal side is far in the future, but you have that other need for your driver's license to be saved, and you need to do something very, very quickly. Thankfully, I have a team. There's 5 of us, 6 if I count my part-time receptionist, who all understand the importance of moving quickly. And will help you, even if you don't hire us. We'll always help you and tell you due dates, deadlines, time limits. Bring that piece of paper in, or I'll tell you how to fill it out, and you fax it at your office or your FedEx or whatever.
Okay.